Welcome to SVL Free News for Wednesday, September the 5th. We're getting back into our groove here. Everybody's back to school. It's after Labor Day. Still warm out here, but we're going to have a great week in Iredell County. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Mitchell College, Randy Marion, Piedmont Healthcare, Blue Harbor Bank, Fast Fills, Key to Escape, The Escape Room, Satchel Family YMCA, and Crossroads Cycling. I want to remind everybody I'm here at the county government, Iredell County Government Center, and as you can see, there's ongoing renovation here to the center. We're going to be talking about that and other things with County Manager Beth Jones. Beth Jones was just recently appointed as from interim county manager to permanent county manager, and Ron Smith, who formerly was county manager, now is, of course, the city manager across the street here in City Hall. So we want to remind everybody that the fair is still going on until Saturday, and this Friday is the last Piedmont Healthcare Friday After 5 series with Fat City. So we'll be talking about that more on the Friday show. Okay, so Mike Fuhrman sat down with Beth Jones to find out about the renovations here, to find out about other things going on in the county and her philosophy and outlook for what's going on here in Iredell County. So let's take a listen to Mike Fuhrman and Beth Jones.
Thanks, Brian. I'm here in the County Government Center today with our new county manager, Beth Jones. Beth, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for coming and talking to me.
It was a little interesting getting into the building, and we'll talk a little bit later about the renovations that you have here. But let's just talk first for a few minutes about how your first couple months on the job have gone.
They have been very adventurous. I actually started serving as an interim back in January. So I've kind of flipped hats. I was the deputy county manager and interim or acting county manager since January, and then I flipped hats, and now I'm the county manager, but still deputy county, well, I was deputy county manager until we promoted Susan Robertson to that position. So we're looking to fill the assistant county manager position. So still kind of doing two roles right now, but it's been great. I really enjoy it.
Now, what have your priorities been in terms of how you spend your time?
Right now, we've got two major building projects that are going on with our jail expansion and the addition of our public safety complex to our grounds. So we've been working on that project, and we actually have a lot that's going on here lately. But one of the things that we did back in December was we conducted an employee engagement survey. So one of the first things that I've been trying to do is take that survey, go through some of the comments that we've got from our staff, and implement some of those with our department heads. Communication is key for me, and I think we need to do a better job with our internal communication and our external communication. So that's one of the things that I'm going to work very diligently on, is to improve our communication to our community so they know what the county's doing, and also to our employees so they're aware as well.
Well, you have a big workforce. I think over 900 employees spread out all throughout the county, so that's probably not easy.
No, it's not. And you would think if you're a county employee, you know everything that's going on in the county, but with 26 different departments, some employees have no clue what's going on in other departments or what the overall county mission and goal is. So we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that to our employees and our staff as well.
Okay. And you mentioned the jail expansion and also the construction of a new public safety center. Can you give us a little update on how those are going? Are they on schedule, on budget? People always want to know those things.
Absolutely. Both projects are going well. The weather has not been kind to us with all the heavy rains that we've had over the spring and summer. But the projects are going well. The jail project is a very comprehensive project, and that's a very large project. So that's going to constantly be kind of a hurdle that we're going to have to jump. But as far as on budget, yes. Timing with the weather events and things of that nature, we may be a little off on our schedule, but not far. Public safety building, that one's going very well, and we're hoping that may be done a little ahead of schedule. Okay. So, but both projects are going well, and they're going to be great additions for the county.
So the goal was to have the jail online. Is it the middle of next year, second quarter?
Yes, the goal is by the new fiscal year, by July, we hope to be in it and moved in and trying to use it. So the contract date is somewhere around April or May, but with the weather events, it's been slid out. So
and then staffing, I think,
and
staffing.
Staff up, So we do have to staff and ramp up for that as well.
And how about the public safety center?
Public safety center is January the 7th. Okay. So that'll be turned over January the 7th.
Okay. So you'll be moving people right after the holidays.
We will. The first that will move in will be our EMS and Fire Marshal Emergency Management. It's going to take a little bit longer to move e-com because it's so complex with the technology. So we're going to do kind of move in pieces, test it, make sure it's good, and that's going to be a little slower.
So you'll be working out of both e-coms for a small period of time.
We
Can't just
will-
turn it off
No.
and not have something running.
No, because you need to be able to answer those 911
Right.
calls. We're also going to use our backup agreement with Mooresville
Mm-hmm.
and have some dispatchers in Mooresville for our backup as we go through this transition.
Okay. Now, the renovations here at the County Government Center, I know you're in phase one. It's about $1 million project, new roof. To the outsider, it might appear like some cosmetic work, but a lot of it is really restoring this old building.
It is, and we're having to do some structural work. So as we looked at, when we went in and looked, we've got some structural work we have to do with our ceiling. We've had some leaks, we've had things of that nature. So as we're going and doing the new roof, we're also correcting some structural issues that we have with our roof. It is a historical building, so it takes great care and time to do these things. But the first phase is, and I'll tell you, one of the structural issues is our portico here in our main entrance. Our portico is basically pulling apart from the building.
Okay.
So we've got to go and re-support that, rebuild that, and reattach it to our building. So just over time with the historical building, those are the issues that you have. So phase one are the structural issues and the roofing issues. And then phase two, that will come later in the next fiscal year, is more of the cosmetic, more paint. We will do some painting in phase one, but it will be some additional painting. The windows and doors and things of that nature will be in phase two.
Okay. So that would be next fiscal year.
Yes, correct.
All right. Like you said, a lot going on. I think people will be interested to know where you are with the Jennings Road Park. I know that was a big property acquisition, and you got some land from the Babe Ruth. What's going on with that, and when can people expect to have access to that property?
The Jennings Park, that was actually a donation to the Parks and Recreation facility. And we have done a lot of work since we acquired Jennings Park. And a lot of it has been just going, and there was some exposed wiring and things of that nature. So to make it more safe, we've replaced wooden doors with some steel doors. We replaced all the wooden benches with steel benches. Some of the wooden benches were falling apart and things of that nature. There are some drainage issues with Jennings Park, and with all the heavy rains that we've had, we've realized we have found that out. So our plan is, and the board, and I actually printed you a copy that I'll give you before you leave, but our board adopted a site-specific master plan for Jennings Park. And that was done in March of this year. So our plan is to completely redesign that park. We will be applying for Parks and Recreation funds, PARTA funds, to help us with that. But the total project of the Jennings Park master plan and the redesign, it's going to be a little over $8 million.
Wow.
So it's going to be a phased approach. So we're trying to be careful and not put a lot of money into that park, knowing that we're going to completely redo it. So, but we are trying to take care of what's necessary, make it safe, and try to address as many issues as we possibly can, knowing that we're going to completely redesign that park, and that will be coming in the coming years.
And I think I remember maybe a completion date of 2021. Does that sound right? 2020?
That's a possibility as far as phases. It's going to be a longer project because it is a very comprehensive project, but we've divided it into 3 different phases. And we're going to be applying for grants, and hopefully there'll be matching fund grants, but we'll be applying for grants to help us fund this large project. But we're really excited about it. It's going to be a really good addition to our Parks and Rec.
I know a lot of people are excited about it, and anybody who's ever had a Babe Ruth baseball player would not be surprised to hear about the drainage issues out of the baseball
You know
fields.
what? I will say my understanding with that is that was a park that was constructed pretty much by volunteers.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of pride in that park, and they should be very proud of that park. We want to make it even better, and we want to keep the passion for the baseball in that park, and we want to compound that and make it the best park that we possibly can. It's going to take a little time, and it's going to take some money to do that, but we're committed to do that.
So the county's definitely investing a lot in all these different projects, recreation facilities, public safety facilities, government center. We've heard this was a lean budget year, and the coming years would be a little better because of the upcoming property revaluation. Has that process started? When will commissioners have an idea about how much money they have for, maybe school projects in the coming years?
That process has started. It's a lengthy process for our tax office, But the new values will go into place January 1. So
Okay.
this upcoming January will be the new values that will go into place January 1 of 2019. We do a reevaluation every 4 years. So the last one was back in 2015. So we will do 2019 January 1. And then our next fiscal year budget, which will start July 1 of 19, will be when you'll see the new projections for that dollar amounts. And our budget for next year will be predicated based on those new values.
And it would not hit people's tax bills until January of 2020?
It'll be January, the new value will go in place January 1 of 19, so the bills are going out.
Okay.
So those are in the mail. They will be going out soon.
Any idea in terms of what commissioners can expect in terms of increase in property values for the county as a whole?
We have those preliminary numbers, but it's all before any appeals and things of that nature. It's a lengthy process, and the fact that our department goes in and appraises the properties and looks at those properties and tries to adjust that based on what market value is. But then those property owners do have the right to appeal those, and so it's a lengthy process. So we try to be careful and not put numbers out too early because you don't know what those appeals will look like. So. But we do see an increase in some of our properties. Absolutely, the market is doing well right now. So we do see an increase in that. But to give a number, it's too early for that.
Okay, and then obviously the commissioners can adjust the tax rate based on what the property values are, what the increase is.
Correct.
Okay. Well, a lot going on. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. We appreciate all that you do and what your department heads are doing day in and day out to, make sure we have one of the most efficient county government operations in the state.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So there you have it, a good wide-ranging interview of what Beth sees in the future for Iredell County. Iredell County is in a very strong position financially and otherwise. So thank you, Mike, and thank you, Beth, for that interview. So there you have it. Always remember to go to svlfreenews.com to sign up for your email edition right here and get your email every morning at 5 a.m. And we'll be talking to you this Friday, and we'll be talking about the last Friday After 5 Piedmont Healthcare Series with Fat City, among other things. So get out there and have a great week, and we'll see you on Friday.